General Steve Stevens chaired the committee and brought that position some experience from crowning inaugurations, the 1992 Clinton inauguration for that matter, in addition to this one. Once again, Steve and the committee deserve extraordinary credit. I am humbled, I am honored to be officially installed as the fourth president of Clayton State University. There are paths that have been created both literally and metaphorically on what is one of Georgia's most beautiful campuses, made so by literally generations of facility staff who would accept nothing less than this beautiful campus. The paths on this campus both lead around the lake, through woods, and quite frankly to the future for our students and our community. New paths have been created as times have changed, and I too hope to help provide support for clearing those paths to the future. Clearly the standards have been set exceptionally high for those who have earlier led this institution. Dr. Harry Downs was founding president, served for 25 years, in addition to serving as interim chancellor, and was foundational in bringing Spivey Hall and the dreams and visions of Walter and Emily Spivey to our campus. Dr. Richard Skinner had a vision of how technology, at that time laptop computers, could fundamentally transform the nature of learning. Dr. Skinner began, and interim President Mike Vollmer and President Thomas Harder helped complete some of the number of projects, not the least of which was the connection between learning at Clayton State University and the National and State Archives on our front door. And of course, Dr. Harden oversaw a dramatic increase in the size of academic offerings and the beginning of residential component at Clayton State University. We are who we are. We have world views because of where we've come from. And so I want to especially express my appreciation to my family. My mom comes from the greatest generation, a generation which Thomas Friedman recently described some of our current economic challenges as addressable by the values of that generation. Values were at the heart of our household. Quote, a willingness to postpone gratification, invest for the future, work harder than the next guy, and hold their kids to highest expectations. Well, I didn't quite make that, but they held me to those expectations. I want to thank my family for being here and supporting me through a lot of things. And I especially want to thank my son Patrick, who really is, I hate this, right? I mean, you guys are used to me not getting caught up, so I'll get over it. He'll get past this. I want to thank my son Patrick, an exceptional human being whom I would respect and admire, even if he wasn't my son. Now that's in spite of the fact that we have on occasion argued for more than an hour while out on a run as to the value Thomas Friedman could bring to any discussion. My son makes me look cooperative in an argument. For academics, we often spend much time with our colleagues as we do with our families. And I'm grateful to my colleagues from Baylor, from the University of Louisville, from the University of West Georgia, and of course here at Clayton State University. There are some Louisville and some West Georgia colleagues here today, and I thank them for coming to check to see if I really got it. As a former debate coach, I benefited from a group of incredibly smart and energetic former students and colleagues from across America, many of whom now find themselves in positions of national leadership in political and economic venues. My friendships framed my perspectives on ideas. And thanks to my many community colleagues from Clayton and Carroll and Henry and Fayette counties. They have opened themselves to me in ways that have proven just how much can be accomplished when universities and communities share the responsibilities for making our communities better every day. From all of them, I'm able to frame what I shared with colleagues here, commitments to transparency of information, and assumptions from which to derive certain decisions. They're arrived at shared perspectives. Commitments to frame conclusions on the best evidence we can find at the time allocated for decision. And a presumption of the value of collaboration. That even when there are disagreements, presuming we have ground for agreement allows individuals to focus precious time and energy on those areas where true disagreements may appear. And they've reinforced my own value of a sense of humor. Most of it at my expense, of course, as it should be so directed. On campuses, I've had a chance to observe great university presidents, even if I did not know at the time, or could even conceive at the time, that I would join their ranks. I want to single out Bruce Sethna, who put up for me for nearly 14 years. If one looks up energetic in the Oxford English Dictionary, it's online now. They no longer do a hard copy of the Oxford English Dictionary, but one looks this up. There's a picture of Bruce Sethna under energetic. From him, I did not learn, I want this clear, I did not learn to send midnight emails. I already did that. But what I also didn't learn is that it was appropriate to respond at 4 in the morning from the midnight email that I had sent. Now, what I took from him was a determination to set the highest ethical standards and a trust in the key values of the Academy, and a reinforcement of the value of hard work and advancement of a university of which one is privileged to serve. He also sees nothing contradictory at all between a manic commitment to logic and its power, and an abiding faith in the better parts of others and core academic values. So to each of these, I say thanks. I also want to say thanks to those who had the opportunities to bring greetings here. For students, I want to especially say that I find the advice in films oftentimes important, and the film, The Dead Poets Society, Robin Williams' advice, carpe diem, to seize the day, to make your lives extraordinary, is the advice I give and the thanks I give that so many of you already do that. I am especially grateful to our legislative delegation, to our county and our state officials, all of whom have shown extraordinary support for this institution and for me, and for whom I have great confidence that support will continue. I'm especially appreciative of the members of the Foundation Board, who helped construct Lakewood Hall, the Student Activities Center, and will help us establish the foundations for planned facilities and planned activities over the next 3 decades, which will reflect the demographic changes and educational changes in our service area. I also want to thank all of my running partners over the years who have proven that the best conversations happen on the road, where a lack of oxygen induces candor, but where a less lack of substances, except for Gatorade, induces recollection. We enter interesting times in higher education, in economic, social, political, technological, and almost all other conditions facing us today. I was taken by a recent EDUCAUSE essay by a technology officer, Ron Kramer, from the University of Wisconsin. He reported an exchange with a colleague beginning with the simple question, "How are things going?" "I don't know," the colleague replied. "Lately, I have been sensing a serious disturbance in the force." To which Dr. Kramer replied, "Also sense this disturbance in the force, I have." And many have sensed this disturbance. And I must confess that there are many days in which we want to express our solutions in terms voiced by the character and great American philosopher Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire. Quote, "I don't want realism," Blanche proclaimed, "I want magic." And while there are certainly magical elements associated with the transformational quality of higher education, each of us has to find a way to wrestle with the realities facing higher education and our ability to sustain those transformational qualities under conditions not of magic, but of realism. And so in anticipation of the completion of a strategic plan and a facilities master plan and their implementation in the coming months, I want to advance 3 general premises which we believe will guide Clayton State University, deriving them from internal surveys, from extensive conversations, and a good deal of listening. First, we are in the business of educating citizens. There are at least 3 elements that are associated with that business. The first is obvious. We create the conditions for learning that prepare students to succeed in the economic environment in which they live. And we must be driven to help them succeed. Clayton Junior College 40 years ago provided a foundation for later learning and technical skills of the 20th century. And so too will the combination of liberal arts education, professional preparation programs, and applied knowledge and skills of Clayton State University undergraduate and graduate programs. So too will they prepare students for the 21st century economy. We will continue to review our current academic offerings. We'll hold ourselves to the standards of assessment that we'll discuss later, and we will make changes in both current and future programs based on the consistency of those programs with our mission and plans, and on the demonstrated ability of students to show what they know, what they can do, and what perspectives they can take based upon those knowledges and abilities. We must invest in those programs that will allow us to create opportunities for excellence in selected academic programs meeting regional and statewide educational